So here's a picture of the plane being brought back to the airport I was initially heading to. So this wing would be the passenger side, right wing. I pilot on the left side. That's where I sit. But you can actually look at all the marks on the leading edge of the wing where I hit trees. You can even see some damage here on the winglet. Missing, there's the bulb. The clear glass or plastics is gone, so it must have nailed a tree or something. But I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12. These would be trees, those little sapling trees that I hit. And that's just one wing. And on the next picture, you could see this is the opening I crawled out of, and it is, what is that, 2.5 feet at the widest. Now that's wide, but lengthwise, and he's on the ground, so this thing kind of comes up a little bit. But, from the ground to this top piece is almost 11 inches. And he had told me when he moved this back and forth a little bit, this was the widest spot right here. Or I should say tallest spot. And it might have been between 9 and 11 inches or something. I forget what he said. So that's essentially what I pulled myself out of somehow. Size of your shoe, and an 11, and that's only in the one spot's 11. And he told the FAA guys shared this with me. He said, I was like, well, how long of a distance do you estimate by the time I first touched down, wherever I touched down, until I stopped? And he said, well, you did have one wheel appeared to have touched that dirt road. One of your main landing gear did touch that dirt road, and then it was right into those trees. He goes, it looked like there was I think he said there was a big tree on both the right and the left side. I think that's what he told me. I don't recall that. And that he goes, from just how I'm looking at stuff, because the one wheel's touching and this and that, he goes, I think you saw the one and were able to kind of make a bank, bank the plane a bit to avoid hitting it, but you did clip some, like a branch or two, which they were small, in doing so, but you missed, the trunk of the tree in doing so. And then, you start flying into those small sapling trees. And he said it was about 650 feet total from the time that wheel touched that part of the dirt road and then kept going off towards those trees and hitting the trees and coming to a stop. And he said, yeah, it does. I said, what about when the front landing gear caused the plane to flip? I go, was there a big distance? Like, did it fly way up in the sky, and then come down, do you think? He said, well, it was at the end of the 650 feet. He goes, because I could see kind of the rut of the front, main gear, where it dug in, and that's where it flipped. He goes, it was just, I thought he said it was like just 5 feet away or something. And he goes, oh, and by the way, I found the keys a few feet outside of it. I go, no shit. He goes, yep. He goes, one of them's broken though. Did you have a broken key, or do you think that was the ignition? I go, well, it's probably the ignition because none of my keys were broken. So he looked in the ignition. He goes, oh yeah, I can see the other half in there. He goes, but it was in the both position, which is basically run. He goes, how's your left knee? And I said, I look at it and I go, yeah, compared to my right knee, I've got maybe 3 or 4 little, scabs. In my left knee, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, marks all within a little zone. And I think that was literally that key. As I'm hitting those trees and planes going crazy, my knee punching into that damn thing, pop, 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 just like hitting that damn key, the end of the key, pop, 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 till I snapped the thing. And then he goes, yeah, your master switch was busted, like, I think he said inward. He goes, so your knee, again, probably did that. And I go, yeah, most likely that's the busted up one. I go, but surprisingly, like, I'm walking fine, I'm not limping or anything. It hurts a little bit on my knee, but it's just like, hurts as if, I scrape myself kind of a thing, not even like a major, pounding my lower, and it's the lower, just under my knee, I should say. In fact, I wonder if you can see that. Let's give you a little look. Yep. That's the left knee. So you can see they're all about the same size, maybe a little different shapes and things, but it was probably that damn, boom, key, boom, key, boom, key, boom, until the damn thing finally broke off. So, we'll see. It's brought to the airport. It's in a secure location. I think someone from the NTSB is getting ready to head out there soon to maybe start inspecting to see, was there a problem with that throttle cable, or was it something else? So pulling it did nothing, pushing it did nothing. Pushing it and pulling it didn't change the sound of the engine. It just kept humming along at a low RPM. Like it was just detached or something. It just doesn't make sense. So, we'll see. Again, thank God I'm alive. I'm relatively well, even though my, chest still hurts, and that sternum area mostly is probably the worst spot right now. Again, seatbelt. And I don't know how bad oh yeah, you can kind of see that. You see that discoloration. But it was actually worse, I think, yesterday or the day before. So it seems like every day I'm healing a little bit more. I can get out of bed now without my wife's help. And still can't sleep on my right side. I can sleep a bit on my left side, but again, my left ear starts to hurt. You can see how black and blue it still is. The inside, again, I got a cut in here, a little cut in here. But when you put pressure on this black and blue, believe me, it hurts a little bit. So I can't sleep on my side for too long. It's just hard as heck to sleep at night because of all this. And then the lower back starts hurting because you can't move in the position you would like to roll over. And that's what I do all night. I'm on my back, go to the right, I go to the left, I go wake up, go pee, come back. Oh, which way? I think I'll go on my left side to start with. Now it's like, no, you're mostly going to stay on your back. And by the time morning comes, you can be hurting a little bit. And lower back's like, oh, man. So, anyways, just want to give you that little update. And we'll go from here. Take care.